Hi everyone, I'm Liana. I use they, she pronouns, and I am also in the nonfiction cohort. I'm a light-skinned East Asian non-binary person wearing a blue tank top, bunny earrings, and also a necklace. And my background is a blue bedroom. I'll be reading an excerpt from my lyric essay titled I Uprooted Return, and it's about the poems of the Angel Island Immigration Station. How are you? Do you promise to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? What is your race? What is your mother's name? Do you support the US Constitution and the US government? Do you understand why you are being interviewed? US Citizenship and Immigration Services, 2003, questions asked 10 to 20. If the land of the flowery flag is occupied by us in turn, the wooden building will be left for the angel's revenge. I hung upside down on the jungle gym, my world inverted, fingertips reaching toward the wood chips. I remember it was multicolored and huge. It had a presence on the playground that overwhelmed even the monkey bars and swings. Since it was only half a sphere, I imagined the other half was buried and that one day it'd rise like a relic, all its fossils uncovered and constructed into something new. Whenever the bell rang for recess, I raced to the top to secure my position. I was small and flexible, so I could weave between the metal bars, sprawl out on top, do a flip from the inside. Blood would rush to my head if I stayed upside down too long, but I think that's part of why I enjoyed it, the way I could see things differently. Where do you live? How long have you lived there? Where do you sleep at your house? Is there a wall around your village? What is it made out of? How many pigs does your neighbor on the left have? Angel Island Immigration Station, 1910 to 1940. Questions asked, 200 to 1,000. I learned the meaning of shame on Sundays. I always saw something wrong to fix about myself. I felt like I owed a debt to God and my mom. I didn't go to language school like my other Chinese friends, but I went to church, which was effectively the same thing. Traditional Chinese characters printed side by side on program pamphlets I doodled on during sermons. Hymns like How Great Is Our God sung in English and Cantonese. Aunties and uncles from Hong Kong who taught me to be grateful for Noah's Ark, the whale that spit Jonah out, and my parents' journey to America. Learning Cantonese was a religious experience for me, so I often had things to apologize for. My limited vocabulary stalling conversation, being a better listener than speaker, falling asleep during sermons that were twice as long because of live translations. It could have been boredom, but I think it was my way of disagreeing, even though I felt ashamed for even questioning it. Forever ingrained in my memory is this verse, carved into wooden letters and nailed to the church wall. For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. Remember, sacrifice, remember, repay it. My mom tells me that my great-grandpa went through Angel Island as a paper son. An earthquake and fire in 1906 destroyed all birth records in San Francisco, enabling his rebirth as a Lee, though he was born Chang. He forged his relation to an American citizen and slipped in through the cracks. He brought his daughter, my grandma's sister, with him. This was all before my mom was born. I imagine he memorized elaborate details about his so-called relatives, from the layout of their ancestral village to the last name of his third cousin, in order to pass the endless question judgment trials. To prevent collusion on entrance questions, visitors weren't allowed, except for Christian missionaries who taught English. The poems of Angel Island haunt me. They were first painted, then carved when guards erased them into the walls of the men's detention cells. Whenever I read them, I feel as if I'm fulfilling someone's long-lost hope, offering an impossible response to a call asking to be reached and remembered. A lot of the poems feel hopeless and sad, so when I find an angry one, I drift towards it, the voice. Leaving behind my writing brush and removing my sword, I came to America. Who was to know 2 streams of tears would flow upon arriving here? If there comes a day when I will have attained my ambition and become successful, I will certainly behead the barbarians and spare not a single blade of grass. In it, the promise of revenge. Thank you.